Some plants cost a few dollars at a regular store. Others can sell for more than a car. And a few rare ones have actually reached prices that sound completely unreal. They're still just plants. No gold, no diamonds, just living organisms that people turned into luxury collectibles. Let's break down the most expensive plants ever sold. The first one is the variegated Monstera, also known as Monstera albo. At first glance, it looks like a normal indoor plant, but its leaves have random white patches caused by a genetic mutation called variegation. And that's exactly why it gets expensive. The problem is that this mutation is unstable. A cutting might grow beautifully, or it might lose its pattern completely as it matures. Because of that risk, prices vary a lot. Most cuttings sell for around $100 to $350. Established plants can go from a few hundred to around $2,000. And in rare collector cases, especially highly variegated or mature specimens, documented sales have reached tens of thousands of dollars, with some reports going as high as around $30,000. What you're really paying for here is uncertainty. You're buying a plant that might not stay rare. Next is the pink princess philodendron. This plant became famous because of social media. Dark green leaves mixed with bright pink patches made it look almost artificially painted. At its peak hype period, prices went completely out of control. Some plants were selling for several $100s, and rare specimens reached around $1,000 or more. But that didn't last. Once growers learned how to mass propagate it, supply increased, and the price dropped heavily. Today, most pink princess plants sell for as low as $10 to $100, depending on quality. This one is a perfect example of how plant hype can rise fast and collapse just as quickly. Then there's the variegated Monstera Adansonii. This one is even rarer than the regular Monstera albo in some cases. It has the same iconic split leaf structure, but with unpredictable white or mint-colored variegation. The issue is stability. Many cuttings fail or lose their variegation as they grow. Because of that, successful plants are extremely valuable. Prices typically range from around $1,000 up to $10,000 or more, depending on condition and rarity. Here, the value isn't just beauty, it's survival. Now we move into something completely different: rare bonsai trees. These are not just plants, they are living art pieces shaped over decades, sometimes even centuries. Some bonsai trees have been passed down through generations of masters, carefully maintained and trained over time. Common bonsai might cost a few dozen dollars, but rare collector specimens can reach tens of thousands. And in extreme cases, historical bonsai trees have been valued at over $1 million. What makes them expensive is not rarity alone. It's time. You're looking at hundreds of years of growth shaped by human hands. You can't speed that up. Finally, the Shenzhen Nongke orchid. This is one of the most expensive orchids ever recorded. Unlike the others, this plant was not discovered in nature. It was developed in a laboratory over several years of research. When it finally bloomed, it shocked collectors. It was auctioned for around $200,000. What makes it so valuable is not just appearance, but the time and science required to create it, plus its extremely rare blooming cycle. So, why do these plants get so expensive? It usually comes down to four things. Rarity. If something exists in very limited numbers, prices rise. Instability. If a plant is hard to reproduce or unpredictable, its value increases. Hype. Social media can turn ordinary plants into luxury items overnight. And finally, collector demand. Some people are not buying plants for gardening, they are buying status. And in the end, no matter how expensive they get, they still live or die like any other plant.